Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about a rapper by the name of Lil Kevo 069. Now, Lil Kevo 069, and I'm going to just call him Lil Kevo. Well, there's a rumor about this rapper being shot and killed in Chicago yesterday. And this is not too far off of what happened to the rapper KTS Dre, man. So this is a wild situation, and it makes you look at Chicago a whole different way. Not like Chicago already didn't have a reputation of some wild stuff going down, especially as far as rappers are concerned. But man, this is eye-opening to say the least. Now, I'm going to have to go out there and say this is a rumor because I have yet to see an official news report that verified this information. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he was shot and he didn't pass away, or this is all just rumor. But as far as social media is concerned, this took place, and a lot of people are reaching out on his social media page that kind of confirms it, but really doesn't, man. Now, hopefully, I'm all wrong with this situation, but we're going to talk about the specifics as we have them so far, and I'm be using and referencing a gossip site that's out there, and let's get it, man. Before we get to the specifics, though, man, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Lil Kevo, man. So, it seems like Lil Kevo was a Southside Chicago rapper, and to be honest, once I started doing all the research about this, man, and this situation, I went to listening to his music and looking at his music videos, man. And he actually had a lot of talent. It's wild that sometimes these situations bring you to the rapper and you start to realize the talent that they had and maybe their potential in the rap game. Now, a lot of news outlets, or I should say social media outlets, you know, those kind of sites that basically they take social media news and they form a report from it, or their version of a report from it. Now, this isn't any type of verified report like you would see with an NBC, ABC, or CBS News, but it's something akin to what the internet likes to roll with and base their reports on. No diss or shot to those folks, but man, I know there's certain limitations that you can go and be wrong, you know, about when it comes to like official news outlets. So that's why I levy most of the strength of my reporting on those, right? Well, today we're going to step outside the norm and we're going to actually be using Media Takeout, who did a write-up about this situation. Now, Lil Kevo, as I mentioned before, was a creative dude, man. He had some good music out there. I liked his beats. And he had like a video that had the Godfather theme music in the front of it. And then he went to rapping on there. I thought that was an interesting mashup or interesting concept or blend. Now, Lil Kevo is noted as being one of the most prominent artists that was about to come out of Chicago. Now, that might be saying a lot. By saying somebody is legitimately about to burst out the scene says a lot, man. That says a lot. So obviously he had some type of fans and some type of followings. And if all of this is correct and not just alleged, man, rest in peace to him. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't even seen anything with his real name out there or anything like that. So definitely don't hold my feet to the fire if any of this becomes untrue. But based on what we know right now and based on what they're saying in this write-up from MTO News, it says this. So the headline says Chicago rapper Lil Kevo 069 shot and killed after dissing Lil Durk's dead brother. All right, now for some of you who don't know or fail to remember, Lil Durk's brother Dthang was found shot and killed outside of a Chicago nightclub about a month ago, I want to say, man. Horrible situation. Lil Durk shut down his accounts. He went dark. He wasn't talking about the situation. And then finally, people from their circle started to put out, rest in peace Dthang and stuff like that. And even people from the other side, like people you would think were his opposition or his ops in the situation, were even sending their condolences on social media. Which, look, regardless of how you take it or how you see it, shows that there's an ability for everybody to have some type of humility and show some type of respect. And hopefully get out of this funk of, dissing the dead and all this other crazy stuff that we got going on in hip-hop. Now, as far as Lil Kevo is concerned, man, it seems like that's the situation that a lot of people are tying him into losing his life. They're saying that he was dissing Dthang and other people, because I listened to this song a couple of times and it's called Freestyle, and I'm not going to say the rest of the name. You can look it up. It's on YouTube and other platforms or whatever. And even if you look for it on social media, it's there. Like, man, it's well published what it says, man. Now, in that song, he did bring up different people. Now, I didn't hear him say his name precisely. I didn't hear him say Dthang's name or anything like that. But he did mention Durk's name, and he did say, brother, so obviously you put two and two together, you know what you get, right? Now, for that to be the catalyst for what happened says a lot, man, about the power of words in hip-hop, especially when you're a hip-hop artist from Chicago. Now, the story continues by saying a popular Chicago rapper was shot and killed yesterday after he recorded a song dissing rapper Lil Durk's deceased brother Dthang. MTO News confirmed. The rapper, who goes by the name Lil Kevo 069, was one of the most popular new artists from the Inglewood area of the city. According to the local report, the ops ran down on Lil Kev and fired 16 shots at the rapper, most of which hit him. Stop right there. So basically, they're saying that somebody ran down on Lil Kevo and basically emptied out the clip, or shot 16 rounds at him, and that's what ended his life. Like I said, I haven't seen any type of news report that said that, he was definitely shot, but there's these, I don't know what to call them. I want to say that they're scanners. Well, they obviously use scanners to gather all their information and report it on social media, right? And there's different accounts that do this. Now, there's an account that's called Spot News, and I think it's called @SpotNews on IG. And they're popular for this. I've actually looked at them, and when it happened, when other situations have happened, and they put out a report, or actually they put out. It's hard to call these things reports because it's not really a report. They're saying what happened in a situation in a verified area because of what they heard on a scanner or something of that nature, right? And in this post that they made on social media, it said shots fired, 16 rounds heard at 6342nd South Parnell. So a lot of people were putting that together because they said that area is actually close to Lamron or Normal, whatever you want to call it, which is, a place that Lil Durk and all his cats come from, right? Now, the story continues by saying 2 weeks ago, Lil Kevo released one of the most vicious diss records of 2020. In the song, he bragged about, well, if it came out 2 weeks ago, it wouldn't be the most vicious diss song of 2020, but we gonna roll with it regardless. In the song, he bragged about smoking on a rapper Lil Durk's brother Dthang. Here's the video that got him fame and clout and likely caused his murder. Man, and they have it right there. Lil Kevo 069 something freestyle. You know what I mean? Part 2. And you guys can check that out if you want. I listened to it, and it was obviously a freestyle. He was obviously dissing, but this is a constant thing that's going on. I mean, at some point, I'm thinking what's the end goal here? Is this going to keep just a continuous cycle of this? And what's wild is it's always a new batch of MCs coming up afterwards, doing the same exact thing, dissing in the same way, and sometimes getting the same results as far as what's going down, right? Now, the story finishes by saying Chicago is currently on pace to have one of its most violent years in history. So far, 364 people have been killed this year. That is 5 more than 2020. That's wild, man. Now, Chicago has already been breaking records as far as, violent crime going down in the city. But somehow the rappers, their feuds or whatever between the blocks have blended in with all this and led to a lot of devastating results in the hip-hop community and the hip-hop world. Now, if all this pans out, rest in peace to Lil Kevo 069. I don't know anything about the dude besides the music that I was listening to this morning while reading everybody else's take or listening to everybody else's take on the situation. But other than that, man, it's more lost potential, and you hate to see it happen. Now, with that, this has been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.